Miss Rubio, and I'm back again to do more guided reading lessons on a different book this week, of course. The book that we are reading this week is a level N, and it is titled Vincent's Bedroom, okay, which we will look at in just a minute. Before we do that, I want to take a look at this photograph. This photograph here, I wonder how many of you have seen this before? Okay, how many of you know who created this? If so, what did they use to create it? Did they use maybe oils, pastels, different types of paint, crayons, colors? What do y'all think? Okay, well, the person who created this, or the artist who created this, was Vince van Gogh. Okay? Anyone know about any paintings about Vince van Gogh? Okay. I know a couple of things about him, but I don't know too much. Okay? But I do want to point out that what I do know about him is I know that he was a man of many, many strong feelings. Okay? And I want you to think, Ms. Rubio, how do you know? How do you know he was a man of very strong feelings? Did you actually know him personally? Well, actually, no, I did not know him personally. But the way I know that is by looking at his paintings. As if you look at his paintings, this is one of his paintings. This is called Starry Night, and it expresses a lot of strong feelings. What do you think Vince van Gogh might have felt at the time he created this? Do you think he was happy, sad, angry, confused, curious? Okay, this week we are going to be focusing on visualizing text to help us better understand it and to make inferences. Okay, next week, our main focus for next week is going to be making inferences. Before we get there, I want you to be able to visualize. Okay, and the way we visualize is by looking at text and drawing or illustrating whatever we think that text means on our prior knowledge. Okay, we'll get there in just a minute. Before we do, I want to show you the cover of our book. Here we have the cover of our book. Again, it's titled Vince's Bedroom. Okay, and we have, it seems here to be another type of painting, which I'm making an inference that I believe that this painting is Vince. Okay. So every time we start a new book, we always ask ourselves to make a prediction. Okay, what do we think this either story or book is going to be about? Okay, is it fiction or is it nonfiction? Okay, again, remember, nonfiction gives you information. Fiction is more of a story-like book. Okay, so keep that in mind as we're reading it, and use your text features to help you identify either fiction or nonfiction. Okay, so let's take a look at the table of contents to see exactly what we're going to be reading about Vince's bedroom. Here on the inside of the cover, it looks like Vince's bedroom. Interesting. Okay, let's stop here at the table of contents. Remember, to help you understand what you're about to read, the table of contents will help you with that. Okay, so look at the table of contents and kind of get an idea of what we are going to learn. So take a look at it. What do you think we're going to learn in this book? Okay, we have introduction. We have painting emotions, a comforting bedroom, the bedroom series, similar and different, colors that nourish, and then we have the glossary. Again, keep in mind, you're trying to make a prediction. Is this fiction or nonfiction? I still quite can't make that prediction yet. I'm still unsure. I'm gonna keep reading to see if I can find out. As I said before, this week we are going to be focusing on the reading strategy, visualizing. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what I mean to visualize something. Okay. Before I model how to visualize, I want to kind of give you the definition of it and how to do it. Okay, so to visualize something is just to create a picture in your mind. Okay, so that's what it means to visualize. And then it's what you're going to do when you are visualizing. You're going to visualize what you already know. And then you're going to use the words. You're going to use the author's words to help you visualize whatever you need to visualize to understand what you're reading. Okay, this part is very important to be able to do before we start making inferences later. Okay, so again, this week we are focusing on how to visualize the author's text. Okay, so now that we have kind of an idea of what it means to visualize, I am going to show you how to do it as you are reading. Okay, I'm going to read this page very quickly, and then I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking when I'm visualizing. I can also show you a picture of something that I did visualize. Okay, so let's start reading. Introduction. In 1888, an artist named Vince van Gogh moved from the Netherlands to Arles, France. Vince was drawn to the beauty and calm of Arles. He liked the way the light from the night stars glittered across the Rhone River and the way the sunlight glistened over the yellow wheat that grew on the rolling hills. Vince spent most of his days outside, painting pictures of the fields, sky, and sunflowers. This was a new way to paint in the mid-1800s, as most artists up to that point had always painted inside a studio. Okay guys, so whenever I read a book, I always pause after a few pages to kind of create a picture in my mind of the information I've already read. It's kind of similar to when we stop and jot at school, right? This helps me, whenever I stop and I visualize these things, it helps me organize the important information and actually understand the idea in the book. Okay, so like for example, let me tell you what I visualized after I read this page. When I read the words right here, look. Right here, glistened over the yellow wheat. Whenever I read that, what I did is I pictured a clear sky on a sunny day and the sunlight shining on the fields of wheat. Okay, so that made it seem like the wheat was like a golden color, like a golden yellow color, not like a bright yellow, but like a golden yellow color. That's what I visualized. Okay. Down here, I also visualize when it says that most artists up to that point had only painted inside a studio. So I actually visualized Vince van Gogh sitting outside and painting, aside from visualizing an artist inside a studio painting. Okay? I do want you to keep in mind, though, that just because I pictured a bright blue sky and the sun, shining on these wheats to make them look golden rich, right? Just because I pictured that doesn't mean it's the right way, okay? The way you visualize might be different than the way I visualize things. It's whatever makes you get a better understanding of what the author is trying to say, okay? So again, if all of us were sitting at a table and I had all of you share what you're visualizing, every single one of you would probably visualize something a little bit different. We would have some common things, some things that are similar, but then most of our visualizations would be a little bit different, right? So again, to visualize something, give me a minute, to visualize something is to create a picture in your mind, okay? So to visualize something is to create a picture in your mind by using what you already know and words that the author uses. Okay, sometimes it's hard to visualize things. So what I did to kind of help me visualize, I actually drew a picture, which is something that you can do to help you understand. I'm not saying to do it every single time because that would probably take quite a bit. But to help you understand something, I just drew this little picture to kind of go back to where it talked about glistened, the sunlight glistened, something, hold on. Glistened over the yellow wheat is what it was. And so what I drew was this picture. Now please don't make fun of me this review because it's a little bit embarrassing. But here's my picture. I'm sure that you guys can do a way better job than I can. But this is what I drew. So I drew the sky, the bright blue sky, and then I drew like a field, and the yellow thingy sticking up is supposed to be wheat. Because wheat is like a tannish color, but when it said a yellow wheat, I just thought of like the sun making it kind of stand out, and so that's what I got. Again, not the best picture, so please don't be upset. But that is a strategy for you to use to help you visualize, okay? Okay guys, since I have already told you what it means to visualize and I showed you how to visualize, it is now your turn to try to visualize. For your assignment today, I want you to read page 5, 6, and page 7, and I want you to look at these words right here on page 6 where he says, the sky felt alive. Okay, I really want you to visualize that. Okay, what does it mean the sky is alive? I really want you to think and visualize what it looks like. Okay, remember, if you're stuck on the visualizing in your mind, draw a picture. What does it mean the sky is alive? Okay, so again, your assignment is to read page 5, 6, and 7, and to really focus on page 6 where it says the sky felt alive to him. Okay, I really want you just to try this because tomorrow I'm going to, again, model how to visualize, and then the day after that you're going to be having an assignment where you're going to have to do it on your own. Okay, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!